guys, welcome back. So today we've got this BMW M240i in for a extensive amount of handling upgrades. Before we jump into it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, also notification bell, and you won't miss when our new videos go live. So M240i in for handling upgrades. So we're going to be installing a Wavetrac limited slip differential, some H&R anti-roll bars, and some M4 lower control arms. So improving on quite a few different areas of this M240i. Obviously the Wavetrac differential, if you're familiar with our channel, you know all about that already. But basically these cars have an open differential from the factory, which really limits the performance of these cars. So Wavetrac completely solves all the rear end stability and traction issues that these cars have. The front lower control arms add another negative 1 degree of camber at the front of the axle, so improve the grip across the front axle, and then the roll bars really improve sort of like the handling through the corners as well. So we're going to get a car in the workshop, and then we're going to talk you through all the parts. So we'll see in a little bit. Okay, so we've got the M240i on the ramps behind us. We're just starting to remove some of the factory components and getting ready to upgrade them with what we've got here in front of us. So we're just going to talk you through the different parts we've got. So right to left, we've got the H&R roll bars, we've got the M3, M4 lower control arms, and then we've got the Wavetrac exchange axle as well. So just to talk you through them, so we've got the H&R anti-roll bars, so these are a thicker anti-roll bar, and on the front it's adjustable as well, so you can increase or decrease the spring weight of the roll bar. And by upgrading the roll bars, what you're doing is you're increasing the spring weight of the vehicle when the vehicle's like going around the corner, so when it's rolling. So these roll bars don't affect ride quality when you're going in a straight line, but they improve the spring weight when you usually need it, which is obviously when you're going around the corner and loading up the suspension. So this is a nice upgrade to make the front and rear of the car feel a lot more balanced versus the factory roll bars. So this really improves the handling. At the same time, obviously you've got the M4, M3 lower control arms. So these add another negative 1 degree of camber at the front axle. So what negative camber does, or what additional negative camber does, is it when your vehicle is cornering, so we go around a corner, it puts more of the tyre contact patch in with the ground. So what this does is it loads up the tyre more evenly when you're going through the corners, a little bit of a more even temperature and more of a constant contact patch as well. So you're using more of the tyre, and you're using more of the tyre evenly rather than just concentrating the load on sort of like a smaller patch, which is what happens when you're not running that much camber. So this unlocks a lot of grip. The M3, M4 control arms unlock a lot of grip, and then the roll bars improve the balance of the car. And then with the Wavetrac limited slip differential, factory cars have an open differential, which we've got out in here in front of us. Open differential, as soon as you have wheel slip on these cars, which is obviously really common because they produce a lot of torque. One wheel begins to slip, it sends all power to the wheel that's slipping, so it's freely spinning. And obviously, if the wheel's freely spinning, it's not going to be helping you sort of like gaining momentum or accelerate. And also on these cars, obviously, because they're rear-wheel drive, it creates a lot of instability as well, so it doesn't give you a lot of confidence and actually generates some quite dangerous sort of like driving behavior from the vehicle. The way BMW sort of band-aid over this is with having sort of like ESP and traction control systems that break the freely spinning wheels, so they slow it down. And obviously if you're using the brakes, that's not going to help you accelerate really. So the Wavetrac differential is a performance differential, and it biases power evenly across the rear axle to the wheel with the most amount of grip as well. It does this slightly differently to other automatic torque biasing diffs on the market. So all sort of like helical gear automatic torque biasing differentials are essentially the same, apart from the Wavetrac, because the Wavetrac has a special patented hub in the center. It's like a device which generates load. So on all the other ATBs that are on the market, what happens is when you lose axle load, which is like when you experience wheel slip, when you're cornering heavily, unload one of the wheels, or even lift a wheel like in extreme situations, then what happens is it performs like an open differential. And with the Wavetrac, with the wave hub in the center, it starts to work when there's a difference in axle speed. So when one wheel begins to slip slightly, it starts to work and creates internal load, which prevents the Wavetrac from performing like the factory open differential. And what we do to reduce all downtime for customers is we have the exchange axles. So it's a fully pre-built axle that we've got here in front of us. The reason why we do this is because the factory open differential has a ring gear which is friction welded to it. So to install the Wavetrac, we need to break away the ring gear from the open differential, and that's it's not a complicated machining process, but it's an additional process that if we didn't have the exchange axles, then it would take maybe 2 or 3 days of vehicle downtime depending on the machine shop availability. So we've completely eliminated that complication by stocking pre-built exchange axles. So something that used to take a couple of days now takes a couple of hours to install one of these Wavetracs. So going to get all these parts fitted to the car, and hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then please give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to watch other videos of ours that YouTube thinks you'll like, then click up here. If you'd like to watch some other videos that we have in the same playlist, then click here. And obviously if you enjoyed the video, then we really appreciate if you gave us a subscription. And then obviously you'll be updated when other videos of ours go live, and you can do that quite easily by clicking here. Hope to see you soon.